Hello, IDS students, parents, partners, and friends. I'm Mike Lofchie. I'm chair of the IDS program, and we are here today to offer our most sincere congratulations to our IDS graduates, their magnificent achievement in graduating this program. This is a special day for all of you, and our only regret on this day is that we cannot yet be together in person to celebrate this occasion. In the few brief moments we have for these remarks, it may be helpful if we remind one another of just how great an achievement this is. To get to this point today, at a minimum, you, the IDS graduates, you've had to do well in your IDS classes. In addition, you're graduating from an interdepartmental program, and that means that you've had to do well, not just in your IDS core courses, you've had to do well in other departments, sociology, geography, political science, several disciplines. And in those classes, you've had to compete with the upper division students who were majoring in those disciplines. No small achievement there. There's another aspect of this that I want to mention as an accolade to your achievement in graduating IDS. One of the legendary pitchers for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Orel Hershiser, once commented about success in life by saying that there's the game on the field and there is the game off the field. The game on the field is pitching skillfully on the field of play. The game off the field is dealing with the many organizational and bureaucratic challenges you meet along the way. You, the IDS graduates, you've not only done well in your classes, you have negotiated, you have navigated the challenging pathway to get here in the first place. This is an especially great achievement when you choose to major in an interdepartmental program, because you not only have to do well in our courses, you have to do well in all of those other disciplines. Beside that, you have to gain admission to those classes. And in our first pass and second pass system, that does not always work out as we like. And we know that sometimes you've had to take courses that may well be your second choice because of that system. And I don't think any of us need to be reminded that this was a year of particular difficulty. We've not only had to do all this, we've had to do it remotely, away from our dorms and apartments, physically away from our friends, sometimes with uncertain and unreliable internet access, sometimes in crowded conditions, and often under financial and family pressures that were intensified by the COVID-19 pandemic. I do want to mention that we are aware of that fact, and this year, unlike previous years, our congratulations to you as IDS graduates have a very special intensity of feeling. Commencement gives us a few moments to offer advice, and it is common at moments of commencement to advise the graduating students, follow your passion. I want to say something a little bit different. One of the things I think we've learned this past year, and learned with even greater meaning in an interdepartmental program such as ours, is an invaluable lesson in life. Things don't always go well. And the lesson I would draw, and I think many of you have drawn from this past year, is just carry on. Prince Philip, who passed away recently, was once asked about what he learned from the many great difficulties he had experienced in the early years of his life. And the early years of his life were remarkably difficult. He once said, just get on with it. So part of what I think we've all learned this past year is, and this would be my advice, life has its punches, punch back, and keep on going. Even as we offer our warmest congratulations to the IDS graduates for all that you have achieved, I want to add an additional important note. None of us got here today alone. We all had help along the way. Hillary Clinton once wrote a book titled, "It Takes a Village," and I think that title says it all. We've all had help along the way from our parents, our partners, our friends, and yes, from so many people in this university who lent a helping hand. So even as we celebrate your achievement, let us take a moment to appreciate and offer thanks to all of the family members, the partners, the friends who at various times have made this day possible. There are far too many people in the course of small talk like this one to thank by name or even category, including all of the faculty members who teach in our program and who believe so deeply in this major and who devote their valuable time and energy to making this the very best development studies program possible. But I do want to offer very special thanks, as always, to our student counselors, Sandy Valdivieso and Karen Quintanilla, and to our student affairs supervisor, Gabby Solomon Dorian, for all of the time and energy and care they have devoted. A shout out here to Sandy and Karen and Gabby for all of the time and energy that you have devoted to making this day possible. These individuals have truly been tireless and devoted as well as able, and they have made it possible for us to be here, at least remotely, on this day. As you celebrate this day together, you'll find that this is a moment when your parents and your partners and your friends ask you, if they've not already done so on so many occasions, why did you choose the IDS major? And under normal circumstances, I might take a few moments to explain what our major is. Time does not permit that today. What I can say is that the students who choose IDS, whatever topic of interest they bring to our major, share one thing in common. That is the desire to make our world a better place. There's no doubt that we need it. That's why you chose our major, and we fervently hope you'll be able to implement that idea and that motivation and that goal as you go forward. So as you go forward from here, whatever pathway you choose in life, please do keep that motivation at the center of what you do. You have already gone this far. You've made this university a better place just by being here and selecting this major. Now it is time to go out and do that in the wider world. Thank you very, very much.